The WNBA is entering a brand new era, and honestly, nobody saw it coming this fast. For years, the league has fought for mainstream attention, but right now, everything feels different. Why? Because a new generation of stars, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, are rewriting the script, and the ripple effects are shaking the league to its very core. What we're watching isn't just basketball, it's the beginning of a cultural shift. And the crazy part? This might only be the beginning. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark has taken over the sports world in a way no rookie ever has. She's not just putting up buckets, she's pulling in record-breaking TV ratings, selling out arenas, and making every game feel like a must-watch event. You can love her or hate her, but you can't ignore her. And that's exactly what the WNBA needed. Someone who doesn't just play the game, but forces the entire sports world to pay attention. But here's the question. Can one player's rise completely change the league's future, or is this just a temporary hype wave? On the other side of this story, you've got Angel Reese, who has embraced being the league's lightning rod. She doesn't back down, she doesn't play it safe, and she knows exactly how to stir conversation. Some people call her controversial, others say she's simply unapologetically herself. Either way, she's become the perfect foil to Clark's rise. This is what sports thrives on, rivalries that split fan bases right down the middle. Think Magic versus Bird, Kobe versus Duncan, Curry versus LeBron. Now the WNBA finally has that kind of rivalry, and trust me, it's only going to get spicier from here. But let's pause for a second. With all this attention, is the WNBA even ready for the boom? For years, the league has struggled with low salaries, limited exposure, and fans complaining they can't even find games on TV. Suddenly, ratings are spiking, jerseys are selling out, and social media clips are going viral. That kind of growth sounds amazing, but it also exposes cracks. Can the league handle the pressure, or will it stumble under the weight of its own sudden success? Now let's talk about expansion, because this is where things get really interesting. We already know the Golden State Valkyries are joining the league, but that's just step one. Cities like Philadelphia, Toronto, and Houston are being floated as potential homes for new franchises. But here's the wild card. If the WNBA doesn't move fast enough, it risks wasting this moment. College basketball pumps out new stars every single year, and if there aren't enough roster spots, we're going to see talented players cut before they even get a chance. That's a recipe for disaster. Expansion isn't just a good idea anymore, it's survival. And when expansion does happen, you know what's coming next: super teams. Right now, the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty look unstoppable, stacked with MVPs and all-stars. But imagine Clark building her own powerhouse franchise, or Reese becoming the face of a new expansion team. Suddenly, every night is a superstar showdown. That's what the NBA had in its golden era, and that's exactly what fans are dying to see in the WNBA. Who wouldn't tune in for Clark versus Reese in a playoff series? That's ratings gold. But of course, no rise comes without controversy. Some veterans have already spoken out about the Caitlin Clark effect, saying the media coverage feels one-sided. Others argue that rookies like Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson deserve just as much spotlight. And let's be honest, this debate isn't just about basketball, it's about race, favoritism, and the way women's sports have always been marketed. These conversations can get messy, but they're also proof that people actually care. When fans argue this passionately, it means the WNBA has finally broken into the cultural mainstream. And then, there's the money. For years, WNBA players had to take overseas jobs just to make a living. Now sponsorship deals are rolling in at record speed. Clark signs with Adidas, Reese is pulling in partnerships, and even role players are landing brand deals. This isn't just a shift, it's a revolution. The WNBA is turning into a lifestyle brand, not just a sports league, and once sponsors start throwing millions behind players, there's no going back. This is how dynasties are built, not just on the court but in pop culture. But here's the big question. Can this momentum actually last? We've seen hype before, short bursts of attention that fade away. What makes this moment different? It comes down to whether the WNBA can seize the opportunity. Bigger TV deals, better salaries, more accessible broadcasts. These aren't optional anymore, they're mandatory. If the league delivers, this wave of attention won't just be a trend, it'll be the new normal. And let's not forget, this isn't just an American story. With social media, highlights of Clark and Reese are going global. Fans in Europe, Asia, and even Africa are watching these rivalries unfold in real time. That global audience is the exact same thing that turned the NBA into an international powerhouse. If the WNBA plays this right, we could be looking at a league with international expansion, worldwide fan bases, and global superstars. Think about it. Clark jerseys being sold in Tokyo, Reese highlights trending in Paris. That's the level this could reach. So where does this all lead? In the short term, you can expect fireworks. More record-breaking viewership, spicier free agency moves, and social media moments that dominate sports culture. In the long term, we're talking about a league that could finally reach its full potential. Years from now, when people look back, they'll remember this exact moment as the turning point, the year the WNBA went from surviving to thriving. And here's the question I'll leave you with. Do you believe the WNBA can keep this momentum, or is this just a hype bubble waiting to burst? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is just getting started, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.